right now, renters and homebuyers both are feeling the pain of the affordable housing crisis.
Right now, the average rent in Denver is $1,396. It's actually down slightly from last year. That's still a lot of money for some families' budgets. And tonight, there's talk that the city of Denver could try to solve the problem by challenging a statewide ban on rent control.
Denver 7's Sally Mamdouh is in the studio with that. Sally?
We all know rent as we know it in Denver isn't cheap. Let's say you're paying $1,500 a month for rent. Well, in Jacksonville, Florida, for that amount, you'll get about 1,630 square feet. In Houston, Texas, 1,200 square feet. But that number drops even more when you move to Denver. 1,500 here will get you only 840 square feet. Now, Denver City Council tells me we are in a housing crisis and something needs to happen to change that.
Soaring rent prices have brought the topic of rent control back on the table for Denver City Council.
We're seeing folks involuntarily displaced from the city because they can't afford the increasing costs of housing.
City Councilwoman Deborah Ortega says many of the residents living in Denver are paying too much, more than 30% of their income towards rent.
Do we have a crisis in the city as far as finding affordable housing?
I believe we are at a crisis, absolutely.
City Council members discussed the possibility of bringing a rent control bill to the Capitol. A rent control proposal would cap the prices of some units, and cities would have a say as to how much property owners could charge.
We are leaving dollars on the table to accommodate restaurant tenants or employees of companies that couldn't otherwise afford it.
Apartment developer Kyle Zeppelin is among the handful of developers in the city that support the idea of rent control, saying it would only impact his immediate bottom line, but overall still generate profit.
If the city's not affordable for working class people to live here, that has very negative economic impacts long term.
But talking about rent control isn't as easy as implementing it. There's a state law banning Colorado cities from enforcing rent caps, and cities that dare to challenge it, like the city of Telluride back in 2000, won't win. Colorado Supreme Court back then ruled in favor of a developer that sued the city for attempting to control unit prices. Rent control bills sponsored by senators and state reps in the past have died. Most developers tell me rent control keeps development away.
There's no incentive for a developer to build when they can't maintain their revenue. And
rent control is a discussion the City Council is just having. They have about a $21 million housing funds that they must use this year to try and close that homeless and housing gaps in the city. So it's definitely an ongoing issue, and they are working on fixing it.
Important topic.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you, Sally.